Hello, it's Ken. Thank you for watching. Is it wrong to hit your wife? Well, of course it's wrong to hit your wife. You don't even have to open up the Bible to get that one. It's really simple. No, it's not right to hit your wife. But the question comes up, is that grounds for divorce? We'd like to talk about that today. It's been a while back. We got a call to go in and make a visit on a brother and sister that had been fighting it out. We went there, went in the home, and went in the living room, sat down. They went in the kitchen. And they got into an argument in the kitchen. They started fighting, and we went in there and broke them up. And actually, she was a fragile thing. Her hit was like real, something like that, you know. And she didn't pack no punch. She probably couldn't punch the hole in a wet paper bag. But he was hitting her back manly, and the equity was way off there. And he shouldn't have been hitting her to begin with. I don't care if your wife hits you, I wouldn't hit her back, you know. There's a lot of things to consider when it comes to a woman. She's fragile, and you know, I guess it depends on the woman you're hitting. Some of these women you don't want to mess with, you know, but it's not the right thing. It's not the right thing to hit your wife. We pulled a couple apart and we separated them. We canceled them individually, and then we brought them together. And her complaint was he had grounds. He believed he actually had grounds to hit her from the scriptures. And what he was using Proverbs 19:25, smite the scorner and the simple will beware. That was his pretext for having the right to punish his wife when she didn't obey him. That kind of thing, you know, it was kind of a crazy setup there. And anyway, we canceled the both of them, and we explained to him that that text there is really, it's more governmental. That's not authorization for a man to hit his wife, and it's not authorization even in the church for a pastor to hit somebody in the church, or somebody in the church to hit somebody in the church. That's governmental. That's Romans 13. It says, Romans 13, for rulers are not a terror to good works, but to the evil. And that's more a governmental thing. That's not authorization for the man to hit his wife. And you know, he got a hold of that. And after that day, I never heard from him doing that again forever. And that pretty much resolved that. But the question is, does a woman have grounds to divorce her husband if he hits her? I mean, if he really hits her, maybe hurts her, bruises her, whatever. Does she have grounds for that, for a divorce? And we say yes, she does. We say yes, she does have grounds for divorce. It doesn't mean that she has to divorce him, but she does have grounds. I'd like to give you a couple verses here. The Bible says in 1 Corinthians 6:18, flee fornication. Every sin that a man doeth is without the body, but he that committeth fornication sinneth against his own body. And when you damage a body, it's fornication. You hurt yourself, it's fornication. Or if you hit your wife, you damage your wife's body, that's fornication. And then over in Matthew 19, it says in Matthew 19:9, it says, and I say unto you, whosoever shall put away his wife, except it be for fornication, and shall marry another, committeth adultery. And whoso marrieth her which is put away, doth commit adultery. The exception in this verse for putting away somebody is fornication. It said, whosoever shall put away his wife, except it be for fornication, and shall marry another, committeth adultery. Well, if she's guilty of fornication, you got some grounds there for putting her away. And this could be used vice versa. And so, if you're hurting the wife's body, if you're bruising her, you're hitting her hard, you've committed fornication with her, and you've bruised her and you've hurt her, she has some grounds. She has some grounds to scripturally leave you for what you did. I'm not saying she's got to. I'm all for grace and mercy. You know, I'm all for that, and forgiveness, and you know, that kind of thing. And like the lady, the family we dealt with, they stayed together. You know, and anyway, these things happen, and people are growing in grace, and a lot of times young people have issues, and you just got to have a lot of mercy in these situations. But technically, with scriptures, she's got the right. If you slug your wife out, you bruise her, and you hurt her, she's got doctrinally, scripturally, she's got the right to leave you. She's got the right. So I wouldn't be hitting on your wife. But I mean, even with the Bible closed, just common sense tells you you don't hit your wife. She's precious. A wife is supposed to be precious, and you don't hit on your wife. It's the wrong thing to do. But if you do, there could be consequences. And the best thing to do is just don't ever hit your wife. And if you are even considering hitting your wife, there's something wrong with you. There's something wrong with you. I don't care what church you go to or how long you've been studying scriptures or where you're at spiritually. If you're considering hitting your wife, there's something wrong with you. I don't care what she's done. There's something wrong with you. There's something wrong with you. So these are just some things to consider when it comes to potentially slugging your wife. We say don't do it. And we're all for mercy. If you have done it, we're all for that. But just remember, she's got grounds. She's got grounds legally and spiritually to put you away if you hit your wife. Hope this has been a blessing to you. Thank you very much for watching.